There's no way they had permission to use that music, right? You should hear the Atari 2600 version. It's barely in tune. All right, well this is California Games. Compete in all events, some, one, practice one, high scores. View the title screen. They're so proud of they're so proud of that song. Best music, Unexpected Woolly Bully. This game sold 500,000 copies. Oh my goodness. Is that across all platforms, or is that just on the C64? That's a lot of copies to sell for a C64 game, considering every C64 game is bootleg. Epic's always had some really good animation. So many poor souls. All platforms. Alright, I mean, we might as well do all the events. Saved by the Bell style squiggles and circles. They were on everything in the 80s, even presidential documents. I like that classic paper cup. You know the paper cup. I like that one. That, we used to drink, we used to get juice sometimes at school. When we get to school in the morning, in elementary school, they'd put everyone down in the cafeteria, because, like, not all the buses arrive at once or whatever. No, the whole school would be in the cafeteria at the start of the day, just sitting around waiting for school to begin. And sometimes they would give us juice in little, in those little paper cups, and they give us grape juice or orange juice. And that's why when it comes to juice, I like really good juice and I like really terrible juice. Right, because the juice they'd give us in the morning was always so thin and sour and just terrible quality juice. But it doesn't matter, because now I love it because it's something from my childhood, so it fills me with warm, happy nostalgia feelings. On the rare occasion that I get breakfast at the McDonald's near us, I always have to get a glass of orange juice from that McDonald's, because it's just as terrible as what I remember having as a kid. Juice, I want some Ecto Cooler, Budafinger says. I don't think I ever had that as a child. I remember it being a thing, but I don't think I ever tried it. Isn't there a disposable cup, Sparrow asked, that you guys get to this day with that styling? he asked that before I said it, and I said it before I read that, or I said it before I read that. All legislation has to be on hot pink paper to be signed. I cannot imagine paying the equivalent of $130 for this. Oh my goodness. Only one person actually paid that amount for the C64 version, and then uploaded it to every BBS. It was downloaded from there the world over. Yeah. Exactly. I missed out. Yeah, I guess I did. I don't know. High C was is a name brand good. I would have only gotten whatever the grocery store equivalent of High C was. Are these? These are the events, okay. Burton, Radmag, Bluebird, Pacer, Ocean Pacific, Epics. These are not the events. I don't know what this is. Anyway, I've got to put in my name. Good thing I've actually got a keyboard. Oh, can I do it? No, it doesn't accept a parenthesis. Alright, frown. So, like, oh, but this is my team. Pacer, Ocean Pacific, Epics, Hacky Sack, Frisbee, Maury Boogie. Alright, well, I gotta go with Hacky Sack. If the whole reason we're playing this is because of Footbag, I've got to be Team Hacky Sack. Player 2? There is no Player 2. What is this? What do you mean, Player 2? How did I get into a Player 2 situation here? No Player 2. Yeah, okay. Just leave it empty. Perfect. Is this correct? That looks right. Scammed. 130 people chipped in $1 each. The opposite of high C is low D. Wouldn't it be like, wouldn't it be like low X? Count in from the opposite side of the alphabet. Sunny D? No, we didn't get Sunny D either. We got Juicy Juice. That's what we got in my house when I was a kid. We got Juicy Juice. Came in a can and you had to poke it open with a church key. You had to make sure that you poked an air hole in the opposite side. Because if you didn't do that, it would glug out and splash everywhere. You were fancy if you got Squeeze It, Sarah Lamb says. I did have a Squeeze It from time to time. They weren't a regular thing, but every now and then we would get those. Where's Santa Cruz? Anyone remember burpees? I don't, Conga. Alright, half pipe. I'm probably going to fail colossally at each of these because I have no idea what any of the controls are. Just a heads up. This is going to be some abysmal gameplay. Too late for kick turn. Can't kick turn backward. Too late for kick turn. Game over. Wow. Burpees were a powdered drink where the containers could expand and collapse and make a burping noise. Crushed event 1. Thank you. Thank you for the well played. It's pretty masterful. I got a high score of 0 going on there. Oh, Burple. Oh, thank you. Burples. I still don't know what it is, but they... Yeah, I and L look the same to me because my font is so small in my chat window. The teams appear to be different between the versions of this game. Might have varied for each country. I distinctly remember Santa Cruz skateboards as a team, Sparrow says. There were Casio and Milton Bradley too. Yeah, it either changed because of the countries, or Uh-oh. I think that means the video broke. No, I don't know what that means. Huh. Record time, too. So I definitely had this as a kid. That skateboard, that brings back memories. I had this as a kid. I never played it. This is what it's all about. This is the whole reason we're playing this game. I'm not even doing anything. My character's just warming up right now. Alright, let's just see how it goes. Five in a row. That's all I know how to do, is bounce it off my head. Well, hang on. Alright. 5 in a row, half axle, full axle, axle Foley. Like Beverly Hills Cop. Horseshoe, double arch, Dota, reverse Dota, Jester, Dizzy Dean, Headbanger. I have no idea what any of that is, of course. I'll sub if you kill that bird, Conga says. I missed that. I'm sorry. Missing Axl Rose. The only one I know is Jester, Budafinger says. The night is young, there will be more birds. Right on. Yeah, we'll definitely try each of these games a few times. We're not just gonna make one pass. That would be yeah, that would be pathetic. I've got to suffer with each game for a. I've got to suffer with each game for a while. New high score, victory. Look at that. I'm great at this game. Just take a moment and look at that. I got a first place trophy already. Take a moment to accept we can never be this cool. This looks so much more terrible on the NES, Budafinger says. It's essential to put your arms out weirdly like that. I'm guessing Hacky Sack is copyrighted. Footbag. Surfing. Epix went the extra mile with their C64 games. Press button. Here we go. Ooh. Oh. Hey, I got a 1. Is that guy on the left calling me a loser? Is that what's happening there? I think Frownie will disagree, but I really enjoyed Summer Games, Conga says. Summer Games, I feel like I played more. Summer Games has pole vaulting and fencing and long jump. Are any of these right? That's the one. We can skip that awful equestrian minigame. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to try that one out. Probably maybe not tonight. I probably can't do too many X games in one night. We'll see. This is very easy when you have no competition, eh? I think I was supposed to jump over that. Alright, cool. Hey, look at this. We might have found one that I can legitimately play. It's very weird. The controls for that are very weird. I'm not exactly sure how it works. The faceplant is too good. Frownie's a total pro. Look at that parallax scrolling. I love the kicking on the floor. I wonder how many I wondered how many events there are in this. Probably like 6. BMX. I think this is going to be familiar too. Oh goodness. Bummer. Too bad, doofus. Oh my goodness. The game is roasting me. BMX was boss. Yeah. I saw there's a practice Sparrow. We're gonna do that. I just thought it'd be best to start off by just diving in so it was completely impossible. And now, there'll be nowhere to go but up. One would hope. I did notice there is a practice. I'm definitely gonna need it. Flying disc. I have no idea. It's a good thing Battletoads doesn't roast the player. It does. It does though. That rabbit guy, whenever you game over, he's always saying, "This is the worst you've failed since the last time you failed." That game totally roasts you. The congratulations sound effect sounds like a kazoo played through somebody's nose. First place. So that was all the games, I think. Alright, so we've seen all the games. Let's now go practice. There are 6. I called it. Wow. Alright, we're gonna practice each of these, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to play them. Frownie wins. Thank you for the trophies. I'll be sure to make a victory reel highlight for this game. It'll be stellar. Turn too long. Turn too long. Play again, yes. I mean, at least it's telling me what I'm doing wrong, right? I mean, is that really it? I would expect that there's... Tony Hawk's crying right now. I mean, the thing is, like, there's got to be a way to keep it going. The thing is, I'm losing all my momentum. For a game that only has a D-pad and one button, it is surprisingly complicated. I wasn't trying to turn. Let's go. Frownie's a wizard. Alright, so it's the button to start. You want to press the opposite direction on the D-pad to turn around. And if you press up, you gain speed. You do have to time your turnaround. I'm sure there's other moves too, but... Uh-oh. The up button wasn't helping me gain speed. Why is it always too soon for my turn? I don't get this game anymore. I thought I had it. You actually can use the down button too. Like how the board hits you back a little. Oh, hang on. No. I wasn't trying to turn. I don't know what any of the buttons do. I'm just trying to go fast. Didn't turn in time. Alright, so you have to turn or you're doomed. How many hours do you think I would have to play this to understand how it works? I never got this, really. Is this what skateboarding is all about? I want to know who saw this and was like, I want a skateboard for Christmas. Did anyone ever do this on a real half pipe? I did it wearing rollerblades, and it was the most terrifying thing I ever did in my life. The half pipe was made of metal too. It's like your one wrong move from losing all your teeth. For some reason, your screen has corrected the C64's rectangular shaped pixels, and the graphics end up looking a lot nicer than I remember as a result. My goal is to try and last the full, like, minute and 15 seconds. Like, if I can stay in motion for that long, I think I'll have really mastered the game. Even if I'm just doing the same turnaround again and again. 1,000 points is not bad. At least I didn't fall down, right? I meant to do the thing there. There we go. Victory! Look at that, I'm a master. That wasn't the complete, you know, time, but it's close enough. 4 seconds left, I feel good. You're doing a million times better than I ever could. So you have to press up when he's going up, and you have to press down when he's going down, and then you have to turn around to get points. You know, every now and then. And you have to make sure that your turns are appropriate to the way the character is facing. And if you can do it right, then you don't crash. Hey, welcome in, Captain Jack. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to California Games on the C64. Welcome to all your friends. I'm playing blind, trying to brute force how these games work. So far, I've figured out 1 of 6. Welcome in. Pleasure to have you here. I hope you're doing well. Loyal, I see you have come along too. Thank you, Loyal to Soil. Who else do we have? Taurus Tendencies. Thank you for coming along. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Same to you, Retro Rex. So, what were you doing, Captain Jax? What were you playing tonight? How'd your stream go? Tell us all about it, please. Loyal recommended us. Thank you, Loyal. Happy to have you drop by. So welcome in, everybody. If you're new to my stream, I'm Frownie, of course. Very grateful that you would check out what we do here. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm a retro gamer primarily. Commodore 64 is what's on the menu tonight. I do anything, you know, basically anything from about here up to the modern era on the Switch. But in NES to N64 is probably my real sweet spot. I play everything I do pretty much very strictly blind, so I very rarely have any idea what I'm doing. With some of these older cryptic games like the C64 here, it's a problem-solving stream. It's a lot of just watching me try and figure out what the game even wants from me and how I could possibly control such complex movements with one D-pad and one button. Some nights I do challenge runs of games. I like brutally hard platformers like Contra and Castlevania and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. We've run through each of those and many more deathless. Sometimes with additional challenges stacked on top. And I have a great love of broken trash. So jank games you'll find me playing. Whether it be plug-and-play devices or licensed games of dubious quality. I can't stay away from them. I play them through. I try to play everything through to credits, and if it's really terrible, I might even 100% it. But that's the idea. That's the idea. We try for a comfy, cozy environment. We do keep things around the stream mostly leaning in the family-friendly direction. Want everyone to be able to forget the world and enjoy themselves. Enjoy some nostalgia while I suffer and struggle and cry trying to figure out how to play all these old games. We just beat 3 loops of the Streets of Rage remake. Oh, nice. Hats off to you. That's gotta be tough. That's gotta be tough. I admire anyone who takes on a good challenge, though. Streets of Rage, I haven't even beat that game yet. I've only tried it once, the Genesis version. And I was surprised because beat 'em ups are not typically my go-to genre, but someone recommended Streets of Rage to me one afternoon, and I had a lot of fun with it. So even though I've only picked it up the one time, I do expect I'm going to try and go back and make it all the way through it at some point. 3 loops, though. I'm intimidated. Had a blast watching Jax play some Streets of Rage remake. Version 5, I think. It's a fan-made title. Oh. I did not know that. I was able to catch the end of the final loop in Streets of Rage, Loyal says. It was pretty epic. Right on. Yeah, I do like kind of obscure things. It's fun to play a game that there exists a Twitch category for, and like only like a handful of people even bother to follow it. I think the lowest I've done on the stream is was I think Dr. Franken 2. We played that and it had 4 followers, and I was excited. I was like, I'm about to make 4 people's whole year. My evil plans have worked to get all of my buddies together, Loyal says. I wanted to click through because to the about page, because I actually think I've been following you, Jax, for a while. Did you play G.I. Joe on the NES, Captain Jax? Apologies if I'm confusing you with another stream. Yeah. I thought I remembered that. How did you find that game? You did both games. Oh, there's more than one. Were they worth playing through? Suffer and Struggle. Heard of Gogol 13 on NES? I have it, Taurus, but I haven't ever played it. Is this the new Tony Hawk game? You called it, Mile High Rule. You caught me. You caught me. I instead of going retro, I played something brand new. Played alongside a CPU companion in place of the Player 2 game, which was more fun. I don't know if I've even ever played a beat-em-up that had that option. 4 people's whole year, yeah. The pause music is almost as good as Battletoads, Conga says. Oh yeah, sorry. I will get moving again here. I'm just trying to make sure I'm caught up with the chat. I don't want to miss out what anyone has to say. Hey Conga, thank you for the gift sub. Jax, take a key for coming in, my friend. Thank you for the support, Conga. Very much appreciated. I didn't like part 1 at all. The Atlantis factor wasn't bad though. Alright, so I need to make sure that I play them in order. So that I have something to look forward to. Final Fight 3 has a CPU player option. Yeah, I'm sorry to say I'm not super well versed in beat 'em up games yet. I think maybe the only one I've actually made it through to the credits so far is Double Dragon on the NES. Ooh. I've played a handful of others. Oh, the Turtles games. Turtles in Time and Hyperstone Heist. I made it through both of those too. I do have Gogol 13, Loyal. I've never played it. In 6 minutes, I'm gonna redeem the wheel. Oh, I better get moving. So this is a game here we're playing right now. This is California Games on the Commodore 64. I usually try to be a real hardware guy. I'm just kind of lucky. I got into retro game collecting really early on, so I have a lot of physical stuff, and I tend to prioritize using that. But with retro PCs, I'm completely lost. So we used the Commodore 64 Mini. One of my mods, Sparrow, was super generous and bought a Mini for me to be able to have to use on the stream. And I have a even though I'm a console gamer pretty much through and through, I have a real fondness for the C64 because it's the very first way I ever played video games. I think probably Ghostbusters on the Commodore 64 was the first video game I ever played. And somehow, miraculously, I kept playing video games after that. Don't play Gogol 13. That's gonna make me want to do it. If it's a terrible experience, I'm there. But this is actually one of the games that I had when I was a kid, but I never played it. I never played this because I could never figure it out. I've figured out more about this game in the past like 20 minutes than I ever did in my entire childhood. It's very demanding of my focus, as you can see. Alright, that's the first time I've got the time over. I think I'm as good at this as I'm gonna get. I think we've mastered the half pipe. We can check out another game. Play at your own risk. I'll remember. I'll remember. I'll remember not to blame you. I will. I will remember that you tried to warn me and I didn't pay attention, and all of the doom that I suffer I brought upon myself. Seriously though, there isn't a single map or video playthrough on YouTube that can help you with that game. Oh, don't play Hudson Hawk on NES. Yep, that's the way to get me to do it, Buddha Fingers. That reverse psychology, that works on me. Are you a Taurus too? I'm an Aquarius. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to back out. Yes, no, there we go. Alright, so we've mastered the half pipe. We'll take a look at another one of the games. We'll practice footbag. Oh, you're more stubborn than a Taurus? Is that true? Are Aquarius supposed to be stubborn? Because I don't think anyone would ever describe me as being stubborn, right? Also an Aquarius, makes sense, Conga says. In this case? Where's Jelly when you need her? To counter my lies. You may have seen Battletoads in the title alongside this. I've been playing Battletoads since December. I'm stuck. I can make it up to level 11, but I cannot make any progress in level 11. Oh, before we dive into this one here, I've got to spin the wheel. So the Wheel of Scorchin, it has 5 or 6 different spicy foods on it. Nothing lethal, but some of it pretty hot. Some of it pretty mild. I'm going to spin and just enjoy or suffer through whatever it gives me. If you want to use the command wheel, you can see the things that are listed on it. We've already spun it once. We got a jelly bean earlier tonight. And that is just barely on the side of the green habanero sauce. I've never seen it stop quite like that before. So this is Marie Sharp's brand, green habanero pepper sauce. It's classified as hot, and it's made with cactus in it as well. So it does have a sort of a refreshing quality. I'll take it, Loyal says. Delivery method is a half of a wheat cracker, and we'll just apply very generously and enjoy. I love this music for you eating something hot. Oh, my sinuses are gonna be open now. Just remember not to touch my eyeballs. What's the base? I'm not sure. Nopales is the base, so it's actually... The cactus is actually the base, weirdly enough. It's got green habanero peppers, vinegar, onions, lime, salt, and garlic. I did find that kind of weird because the orange sauce has carrots as a base. I think it's weird to have a pepper sauce where the pepper isn't the base. We're alright. We're alright. It's dying away. I had to make up for that milky bean. Yeah, we had a sriracha flavored jelly bean earlier. It really wasn't much of anything. I was saying we're at the point now. This is actually the last night with this particular configuration of the wheel. A lot of the stuff that's on it is gonna stay, but I am gonna cycle a few different things onto it, so it will be slightly different next week. I guess I meant grassy, but I've had enough raw milk. That milk tastes pretty grassy to me oftentimes. I did think that milky was a strange choice of adjective. I just thought because milk isn't spicy. Alright, so let's see if we can figure out the footbag game. I am pretty, well, I was gonna say I'm pretty good at keeping it bouncing on my head, but my goal is to attack the seagull. Victory! You hit George! The seagull has a name and it's George! Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention to whether or not I earn points or am deducted points for attacking the seagull. I think that's probably some pretty important information. Alright, so 5 in a row I can do. All of these other stunts, I have no idea what they are. Huh. I missed George. It's always a nice treat to see Isaac. Oh yeah, my friend. You may have noticed that I'm not alone when I stream. I've always got a buddy with me. This is Isaac. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he's a big fan of the stream, and he's got the best seat in the house. Welcome in, Breeze and Sky. Pleasure to have you here. Hope you're having a wonderful evening, and thank you for the follow, by the way. I very much appreciate that. Crush that seagull. Poor George. I forgot I was already subbed when I asked you to kill the bird. No worries, Ganga. It would be funny if each bird had a different name. I guess I have to take out multiple birds to see if that's the case. Isaac was alive when Frownie started Battletoads. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Frownie gets all of his jokes from Isaac. Isaac is a rather humorous fellow. Nicely done, Zergling. Are you sure you want to keep the reset sword so close to Isaac? I came from the Jax raid. Right on. Thank you for coming along. I had this game back in the day. Yeah, I was saying before, I had this game too as a kid. How long has Isaac been hanging out? I've never noticed him, Loyal says. He's been hanging out for a couple months now. I mean, he's been on the stream since not quite since the beginning. I think his first appearance was on was actually on April 1st on April Fool's Day in 2021. Like a month into the stream, just about a little over. That was the first time he appeared, and then he's been hanging out in the background a lot of times. He's been sitting on the couch with me though for a couple months now. Summer games, winter games, and world games. So I had this. I never really played the games very much though. I had this one, never really played it. Summer games we also had. I played that more than this. Winter games we had, but it was broken. The disc never read properly. And world games, I don't think I know anything about that one. All right, I'm gonna try to get multiple birds and see if they have different names. And why am I not able to? Here we go. No. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do any of the other stuff. Double arch. I learned another move. Oh no, I don't know what it said. I didn't catch the name. So the game is both like really simple and also super complex. Basically, like you hit the button to start kicking the hacky sack, and then when you tap the button again, your character will swing at it with whatever part of his body is most efficient. Like it just kind of automatically like picks knee or ankle or whatever. I think it's partially based on height, but also based on the location of the hacky sack. Whoa, why would it go over there? That should be called Jester, because that's a foolish move to do. And if you press up, you'll jump, and it'll bounce off your head if it's in the right height. And that's pretty much everything I've figured out about this so far. Why is he trying to kick it that way? I don't understand. Oh. I never know what he's gonna do. So this is really difficult because I'm never like I'm never sure what move he's gonna do at any given time. And the ball, like, you can only move your character in specific units, but the ball is able to move, like, horizontally. Your character can only move in like certain size chunks, but the ball can move in chunks of a much smaller size. So where you are lined up versus the ball is a very difficult thing to work out at times. I'm really good at making the ball drift to the right, though. Ouch! I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to brute force what everything on this list is. 5 in a row is obvious. I know what a double arch is, though I can't do it. And I know I can't. Don't seem to be able to intentionally do it. A jester, I know what that is too. Oh, I forgot. We can also turn around. That's a half axle. You turn around. All right. A jester is to just throw the ball away. You can. Oh, you can. Interesting. You can serve it backward. I don't know why the ball always has to drift to that side. It's driving me crazy. So a half axle is just to turn around and hit it after you serve. Dizzy Dean. Okay, just keep spinning for a Dizzy Dean. Alright, well, we figured out a couple things. I need to focus and notice things more. There's been a dude hanging out with us for quite a while. Well, thanks again for the great relaxing place for everyone to hang out. I'm off to bed. Gonna lurk till I pass out. Sleep good, everyone, and sweet dreams. Thank you, Loyal. Thank you for sharing the stream. I appreciate you recommending us, and I hope that you sleep well. Enjoy your lurk, enjoy your sleep, and have a wonderful weekend. Do anything different, please. All right. Hey, Defiant Salem, welcome in. Love the C64? Then you have come on the right night, Salem. Somewhat low intensity at the moment, perhaps. Double arch. Double arch again. I'm trying to figure out what all these different hacky sack terms. Horseshoe. Okay, horseshoe. Kick it up with one foot and then catch it with the other. Up. Horseshoe. Got it. I'm just kind of brute forcing it. I also love the TRS-80. So I think full axle has got to be 2 turns. We serve it, turn, hit it, turn, hit it. But I think that's what a Dizzy Dean is, too. I don't know. It moves a lot more when you serve it in reverse. Poor seagull. Well, I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to be able to work out any more of these, my friends. I mean, we don't want to spend 6 hours on footbag, do we? I think I've found an admirable amount of what the tricks are for knowing nothing about hacky sack. Oops. Something about that 8-bit nature of the C64 and it being a computer that's so cool. So this was I don't know. I was just saying this is actually the first way I ever played video games was with the C64. My dad had one when I was real young. We had Ghostbusters and Donkey Kong, Congo Bongo, Jungle Hunt, Apple Cider Spider, Pac-Man, Facemaker, Dino Eggs, O'Reilly's Mine, California Games and Summer Games. So like while I'm pretty like much just a console guy, I don't do anything with computers hardly ever. I'm always gonna love the C64. I'm just letting the time run out. All right, so we'll move on. We'll move on from hacky sack. I may not have mastered it to the degree of half pipe, but so surfing I think is the one I did best on so far. Close. Surfing is the one that makes the most sense. It like the controls. There's a shark in the water. You and one other person on here on Twitch are the only two people I see play C64. There are a couple people that I've seen play it, I feel like, but I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to go back to these types of games. Look at that! I got all ones the first time. I'm already getting better. So this one controls very straightforward. It's I think all you have to do is press left and right. I don't think up and down even do anything. You just angle correctly to get some speed. But figuring out what angle I need to be at is a little tricky. It looks like we want to approach with really shallow angles. It's a dolphin. That's better than a shark. I know that dolphins are sort of notorious for treating humans poorly as well, but at least you'd still be alive after the encounter. I would legit watch somebody play Magnavox Odyssey and Vectrix. I've never had any first-hand experience with those. The Odyssey, I'm not really sure how you would play on stream. Isn't that like, doesn't that require overlays? I guess you could make a translucent GIF of the image and put it in your on the screen. You know what? You could do it. You could do it. If I get a hold of the Odyssey, I promise to play it on stream. I don't think you can play it with one person though. It's a two-player thing. Isaac's a good companion, but he's not much of a player too. The surfing game here is the one that I have a legitimate chance at getting a perfect score. Or somewhere close to. If I get anything above a 9, I will be over the moon excited. Hey, welcome in, Raiders. Dollar Phil, welcome to the stream. How in the world are you doing, my friend? Welcome, friends of Dollar Phil. We are playing Commodore 64. We're spending a lot of time with California games here tonight. I do have other games on the menu to play. This one is just a little involved. I'm trying to at least figure out how each of the 6 games operate, and we've mastered 2 of them so far. My definition of mastery may be a bit more exaggerated than other people's. Yeah, some Commodore tonight. Welcome in. What were you doing, Dollar Phil? What were you playing, and how did it go for you? And Abby Rebel is here. Welcome in, Abby. Good to see you. Thank you for coming along. Alright, I'm being too ambitious with my first jump because I'm not getting enough speed, I think. I really think that should have done it. Now I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. If it was up to me, every streamer would stream C64, Conga says. You probably have a lot of unhappy streamers. A sample through the TurboGrafx Mini tonight? Right on. Did you come across any, did anything stand out as being particularly awesome? Or particularly trash? California games. I remember the hacky sack portion very well, Abby says. That's the one we just played before we moved on to surfing. I was trying to figure out what any of the moves were. I figured out a half axle, a double arch, a jester. I performed a Dizzy Dean, but I don't know how I did it. And a horseshoe. I figured out what that was. About half of the list. I gave it a good 20 minutes or so. I learned the seagull's name was George. I love shooters, and there's plenty of those. That's the one thing that I really know about the TurboGrafx 16. Supposedly it has a really good version of Splatterhouse, and it has a lot of shooters. And that's really the only things I know about it. More consoles and home computers from the pre-1983. There's some gems in there, Defiant Salem says. Why have I gone so far backward in my surfing skill? There we go. Let's have more of that, please. Oh, I'm gonna die. Alright, somebody get me to the beach. I am a pro. I am ready to get my swim trunks on. No! My hubris. Have you yet to see somebody stream the Fairchild Channel F Hey, the only thing that holds me back from those, I would gladly play any of that stuff. The only thing that holds me back from it, I don't have any of that stuff. The oldest console I have is the Atari 2600. And so we do, we do that one, and we do the C64 Mini, but I just got a lack of hardware. I got carried away there. 3D printer whoa, Sparrow says. The best was your first go? What are you even talking about, Sparrow? You have missed out. I've been doing real good at the surfing. Every now and then. I do a bunch of bad attempts, and then I get a really good one. My first attempt, I got all ones. My scores have been way better since then. When he goes behind, when he falls behind the wave. I'm being mean. Oh. The first jump is like really make it or break it with this game, and your first jump has got to be really your first couple. You really want to build your jumps, I'm discovering. Shallow angle up, shallow angle back, and then get more and more steep in each direction. I don't believe that. I don't believe that one. I've seen a Fairchild Channel F only one time in the wild. I've never seen one in person. I don't know. I feel like I just live in a... I live in a, like, retro video gaming desert. There's nowhere to go to, like... There's nowhere to go to buy that kind of stuff. I've got a couple of, I've got a couple, you know, like retro game stores, like, within an hour or two radius of me, but they're, like, they're largely, they're pretty much NES forward. I don't think I hardly ever see anything older than NES. I got a Fairchild with games and an Atari 2600 at Goodwill for $5, Conga says, and they work. Yeah, see, that kind of stuff I'm never coming across. I probably used to come across that stuff more, because like I said, like I say, like I started buying, I started building the retro collection I have a very long time ago, but I was pretty much ignorant of all the, of anything older than the NES, and so, like, I really only collected from there forward back in the day, and now that I know about more of that stuff and would be interested in it, I don't see it anywhere. Why am I not getting better at this? The Atari 2600 is just the king of consoles. They might have ended up in chain pawn shops up to a point. Then they stopped accepting them. That's the point it would have likely been discarded. It's kind of weird, right, with tech, because there's sort of a sliding scale. There's kind of like a dead zone of desirability. Like a computer, like its desirability plummets, when it's new, and then like it flatlines for a little while, and then it starts to grow again at some point. Think the Wii is at that point. Almost. I think it's coming up. Basically, the swing happens when the people who were young enough to have the thing as children are now old enough to have solidly entered the workforce and have disposable income. Because that's when people start getting nostalgic for it and able to afford it and create a new demand. It's so difficult because so many, like, the angle you need to reapproach at is proportional to the angle you leave at. And so, like, what works on certain jumps doesn't work on others. Oh, that looked like a pretty decent score, though. 4 something? There must be young adults out there now looking back at the Wii like I do the C64. I don't know that we're quite at the peak of that time yet, Sparrow, but maybe. If there's not, there will be. Very, very soon. One of my friends was born in 2000, and it bothers me endlessly, Conga says. There's no need for that. No! Ah. I wish I had one of those paddle controllers from the Atari. I don't understand why that angle didn't work. I launched it almost at basically exactly that. Oh, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to not understand it as much as I think I do. This part of the song reminds me of the Ren and Stimpy intro music, Sparrow says. It's very similar. Someone else would have to confirm. That's not a show I ever watched. When I think of Ren and Stimpy, all I think of is nose hair and bloodshot eyes. That's all I picture. That's all that show is to me. I never watched it. It was always too gross for me as a kid. There was a time where I felt like I was mastering this. The Commodore 64 is the first way that I ever played video games, Dollar Phil. My first video game was Ghostbusters on the C64. Or maybe Donkey Kong. So yeah, my dad had a C64 and taught me how to play games on it. I play with the C64 Mini. Sparrow was extremely generous and funded a C64 Mini for me for the stream. And so I use that to play the Commodore games. I find it to be, you know, very nice little emulation box. I do not have the resources for maintaining a retro microcomputer. I barely understand the C64 Mini, but if you're looking for, you know, a reasonably affordable little box to get into these games with, I can definitely recommend it. Though it's probably even easier to just, you know, run an emulator for them. I like the Mini because it's like, you know, it's basically a little consoleized emulator. It lets me use my TV and it feels very familiar to a non-PC guy like me. So I'm very comfortable with it. I can't believe that crashed. We've got to get you a Maxi someday, Frownie. Would that really be worth the investment, though? Is there anything I'm missing out on, really, with the Mini? Like to have one of those Minis, too. The Turbo's the only one that you have. Took a long time to get a computer. Well, see, I think the reason my dad ended up having one was because my parents were military and they were over in Italy during that time, and the C64 was really big in Europe, and so I kind of think that a lot of that is the only reason that they got around to having it was because of the influence of their European friends. Because after the Commodore 64, we didn't have a Windows computer in our house until Windows XP, I think. I don't think we had another computer really until then. We had a DOS laptop. It was giant. It was a giant beige beast. It weighed like 80 pounds. Had a battery pack that weighed 40 pounds. It was humongous. But it was basically just a glorified typewriter, and I actually think we might have gotten that after the XP machine. Because I think we just had that one so that I had something to type my homework reports on, and wouldn't clog up the other PC. That was classified, Frownie? I don't know what we're talking about, Sparrow. I don't know what I said that's riffing off of. I had some kind of DOS computer that someone gave to me, just wanting to get rid of it eventually. I do have the original C64 monitor still. The C64 monitor was my TV all throughout my childhood. Oh, my parents were in the military. That wasn't any normal laptop. I don't think it was military property. I know you're just joking, but I was thinking about the possibility of it being something like that. But yeah, the C64 monitor was my TV. We hooked it up to it was hooked up to a VCR, and so I could watch, you know, tapes on it, and all of my video games ran through the VCR into the monitor. You could run them indirectly, but I ran them through the VCR so that I could make videotapes of game footage. And it was great, and I still have it, and it still works for now. I tried incorporating it into my setup to use during the stream, but it's just it's not convenient because of its limited number of inputs and outputs. It never occurred to me to record my games to VHS, and I'm so mad at myself for that. I used to love doing that. Tried making little cartoons with Mario Paint, with the animator. I'd try making little cartoons and sort of stitching the animations together in Mario Paint. They were horrible. I still have a full tape of gameplay I need to digitize, Conga says. I have a lot of Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. I recorded a lot of stuff in those games. Nothing interesting. It'd be terribly boring to watch any of those old tapes. Hey Greg, welcome in. Yeah, California games. C64. It's making me pull my hair out. Frownie got in early on the game capture. But my first streaming experience was playing video games to entertain my little sister. She wasn't much of a gamer, but she would hang out with me pretty much whenever I was playing a game. And just kind of like, I don't know, just hang out and watch and keep me company. It's because we lost the remote and we had... I think I missed something. Let me rewind that thing. Oh, it's because I lost the remote and we had one of those minimal design VCRs where you did almost everything using the remote. Oh no. I think for not having the remote, we put up with tracking bars for quite some time, for an example. Oh, terrible. This game on the NES made me rage many times back then, Greg says. It's actually way better than I thought it was going to be. I'm enjoying this a lot. I thought I was going to play this game for like 15 minutes and be done with it. But I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm frustrated. I can't lie about that. But I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit either. I know I could do so well at this. Alright, no big jumps. No big jumps. I'm just going to focus on just doing a whole bunch of small jumps and trying to survive. I was doing so good. Maybe the C64 version is better than the NES version was. I couldn't say. I think my first VCR was one of the ones. It came with a camcorder, so I don't remember it having batteries, but I think it could be plugged into your car. Because I remember my dad taking it on camping trips, and it was a gray, it's basically just pure gray metal, and when you hit the eject button. Like, they didn't feed the tapes in the front like in NES. It had a platform that raised up out of the VCR for you to slide the tape into, and then it lowered back down into it on the top. But I think it was sold as basically to be a device to go with a camcorder. But it at some point ended up being the VCR in my bedroom. It didn't. As I remember, it didn't have a remote. Our VCR in the living room didn't have a remote either, but it had it had a wired remote. Alright, I'm going to back out of this for a little while. We might practice this one again, but just for the sake of variety, let's look at something different for a while. Let's look at the skating. The skating! I said the surfing was the one I did the best at. I think the skating's the one I actually did the best at. Ever play TNC Surf Design on the NES? I have not, Dollar Phil. Is it just that surfing game writ large? Greg says rented it once. For the most part, it did a great job. It was a Panasonic brand to match the TV too. Proper 90s, black, rounded edge, borderline industrial design tech. My grandfather had a Panasonic camcorder too. It took full-size VHS and needed to be mounted on your shoulder And this at a time where things are miniature. It claimed to be a prosumer level device. I have one of those camcorders, one of those full-size VHS camcorders. I actually have one of those. It's a Magnavox. I don't have much of anything to do with it. I've thought about hooking it up and running it into my capture to be a face cam for the stream. At least doing that like one night just to do something kind of fun. Because it would be amazing. It would make for some amazing terrible footage. I must remix this tune, Sparrow says. We went to Disney World in 1988. I remember families carrying those around. They must have weighed a ton. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they are horrifically heavy. Honestly, it's so perfect, complete with out-of-time drums. Had a skateboarding level and surfing, if I remember, and a gorilla on a surfboard. It's already better than this game, then. I'm not really sure what makes me go forward. I know how to jump. You wouldn't know that from watching since I just failed. But, okay. I did a little twirl there right at the start, too. What? I'm not really sure why I fell. I'm about as good at skating in this as I am in real life. No. Oh, goodness. That is some very modest parallax scrolling. I remember the initials graffiti, Sparrow says. I will say, like, I'm so concerned about falling down that I don't get to take in quite as much of the detail as probably you do on the spectator side. The button jumps, and It's kind of weird because you have to, like, up and down move your individual skates, like your individual feet. But if you just press up and down repeatedly, then you just move your feet in place. So you kind of have to press up and down while holding forward, or while holding right. And you can move yourself up or down if you have already... If you're holding forward and you tap up and down, you start to build forward momentum. And then you can hold up or down to drift up and down on the sidewalk. But you always have to go back to that holding right while tapping up and down motion to get your momentum back. And if you tap in the other direction, if you tap left sometimes, you can do a little twirl. But it's... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the obstacles are just out of control. You have to press the button in advance because you have to, like... Actually, you hold the button down to, like, bend your knees, and then you release to jump. That's why I'm pressing it so far in advance, is you're hearing me prepare it. But, like, it's really delayed, so if you... Yeah. Because you need time to bend your knees in order to make the jump happen. It's weird that I'm surprised the controller's loud enough that you can actually hear the button. I mean, I'm using the shoulder buttons, and they're big, clicky buttons on this controller, so they do make a lot of noise, but, it's still a little surprising that it picks up. Oh my goodness, I just got lucky there. Well, I mean, I think I understand this game, but it's just, the thing is, like... How much do I want to practice it? It's always the same layout, it seems. Except the volleyball. I don't think the volleyball always shows up at the same times. But all the, like, stuff on the floor seems to be, predictable. I don't know if there's any way to break. Do they grow corn on the cob? Oh, those things in the background. Oh. I don't know what those are supposed to be. I don't think it's corn. It looks like cattails. But I don't think those grow on the near the beach either, so. I don't know. Someone from California would have to chime in for us. What are your yellow beach flowers? I lived in Southern California. It has to be garbage or broken bottles, Gonga says. Banana peels. Don't ruin it for me, Sparrow says. Sparrow wants to imagine that Californians enjoy natively grown corn while hanging out on the beach. I grew up surrounded by corn. I grew up in Kentucky. Cornfields as far as the eye could see. My high school that I went to is completely surrounded by cornfields. You look out the window during class, like you just see cornfields stretching endlessly into the distance. In every classroom. I keep running into that pair of shoes someone left on the sidewalk. I keep making it to that same spot. You would think I would get smarter and avoid that. I wanted to check. I thought if I drifted too low, I was wondering if I could ride the edge of the sidewalk, but no, if you drift too low, you also perish. I was thinking if I could just ride one of the edges, I could just jump over all the obstacles, but they thought too far ahead for me. I mean, I could just skate real slowly, right? Nobody said I can't. Oh yeah, Children of the Corn definitely reminds me of home. There's nothing to do here. All I could do. Oh, I can skate through the rough. No. I do wonder if there's like if there is an ending to this at all. All right, let's take another look at the next game. BMX. Let me figure out how to do BMX and flying disc. Then we'll make one more run through all of them, and then we'll play a different game. How about? I can't believe how long I have ended up playing this. Geek of the Week, it called me. Oh, goodness. I think the controls are actually the same for this. I mean, what are these obstacles? You really goofed. I keep forgetting I'm clicking through so fast, I'm not remembering to read any of that stuff. This is worse than Paperboy. Yellow beach flowers, those are McCheese wrappers. They really set expectations here, right? Every bin is completely full, junk on the floor, cracked and missing pavement. Someone throwing a ball at you while you pass, dropped ice cream. I think I'll skip this for a holiday trip. Bummer. Dorky. Hating life. You can jump. It'd be really nice if my character like had a shadow or anything to tell me where he is in three-dimensional space, because I hit these walls way earlier than I think I'm going to. I mean, we're never gonna top that run. That was amazing. I don't know. I didn't even do anything different. I don't know why I got a different result. But like that's the run. That's the run of my life. All right. I think I'm okay with this one. I am kind of rushing some of these. Flying disc, I don't even know how this one works yet at all. All I managed to do is drop my frisbee. I got it. Am I supposed to be throwing it to that person? Do not feed bears. Oh, I switched characters. I was supposed to catch it. You're both characters. Okay. Don't shake your head at me. Victory! Nice. We'll do it again. Frownie was a skid kid. A clip of my amazing BMX run. Thank you. Alright, I've mastered the frisbee. It's really nothing else to worry about there. All right, one more run through all the games. The trouble of this is, like, I'm not very good. End of sentence. I go with team. We're gonna go with Team Frisbee this time because I feel like I really mastered the Frisbee. Let's see if I remember how to play any of this. No, I was really in the rhythm there. Alright, we get to try a little bit more, though. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? It's appropriate that I end like that. That wasn't crashing at the end. That was a symbolic finish. Hey, Angelus, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Silent Hill 2. How's that going for you, my friend? Oh, that's everyone clapping. They clapped so hard they knocked down the Hollywood sign. Or was that an earthquake? It is California. Maybe that was just an earthquake. Welcome to the Commodore 64. We're playing California games. We're almost done with it. I've been playing this for a real long time. I'm having fun with it. I actually could go on for much longer, but I did sort of promise variety, so we've got to play at least one other game. Lightbane, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. You asked, what's that? The question scrolled away right as I was trying to read it. Skate or Die. Yeah, California games. Silent Hill 2 went great after I fixed my sound issue, Angela says. How far along are you in the game? I don't want to talk about anything that's spoilers. I might not, even if you tell me, I might not be able to remember those, so I'm going to be kind of careful. I don't want to give anything away for you. Sips my tea from Earth 3 made by a bee. What? You make the rules. I mean, California Games is already a variety of games. So if that's all you play, you're still playing a lot of games. All right, footbag. Here we go. No. Well, we did a jester. Horseshoe. Half axle. One. No. One. No. Come on. 1, 2, 3. No. What? No, come on. 1. This is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Another jester, no. Alright, I was trying for the double arch. I was trying for the Dizzy Dean. 10,000 points. That's all we got. I really appreciate you playing it in line with my weird music. Oh no, I'm glad you got me to play it, Sparrow. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I thought that I was gonna hate it, and instead it's turned out to be amazing. I'm doing it the Frownie way, which means I'm not looking up anything Angela says. Except one thing. Yeah, I don't think I had to look up anything for that game. I got really stuck twice playing Silent Hill 2. There were two puzzles that really messed me up. I got really stuck. One of them was just what the thing you were supposed to do. I thought that I tried and it didn't work, but I was wrong. And so I had to get desperate enough to try something I thought I'd already tried. And then the other thing was just there was an item I needed that I just couldn't see. I guess because I never walked in the right area and saw the right camera angle. And so I wandered around forever looking for an item until I finally accidentally stumbled into a camera angle to let me see it. I'm impressed how quickly you picked it up too. Thank you, Sparrow. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything. And I'm not good at any of these games, but I have a very basic comprehension of them, which is actually more than I expected. I think the screen was too bright so I could see things the character couldn't see. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of brightness issues with that game when I played it for the capture. It was really hard. It was really hard to dial it in to where it was the right level that you could see stuff but not wash anything out. And I don't think I ever found the right balance myself. BRB again. We'll be here, Sparrow. Off to a bad start with the surfing. I don't believe that. Get echoed. Alright, that was some bad surfing. I've definitely done better surfing than that, but we're gonna have to take it. That's the run we're on. Also gold. Welcome in, Kim Kong. Thank you for joining us. Those are some nice Diddy and Dixie emotes you got there. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I just played DKC 2. I just played it for the very first time last year. I did a 100% run, completely blind, and boy, some of those secrets are devilish. It's a fun game, though. It's a really fun game. I'm shocked because I loved DKC 1 as a kid, a childhood favorite, that game. And I don't know how I missed out on DKC 2, and I still haven't played 3. I know people say 3 isn't very good, but I'm going to go into it with an open mind and give it a real chance. But 2 was a lot of fun. I'll probably always prefer 1 because for the nostalgia factor, but I definitely think that 2 is like it's hard not to say that 2 is objectively the better game. One moment, my friends. Angela says Silent Hill 2 said you need a flashlight, and I said I can see it just fine. You know what, Angelus? I think I was in the same situation as you at one point. I think I had a very similar experience to where there was something that yeah, I was annoyed that the game made me find a flashlight when I could see it when I could see the thing without it. I was annoyed that the character couldn't. 2 will forever be my number 1. No doubt about it. I see your point with 3 though. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard, people are like kind of down on it. No, that's a terrible. Okay, we got another chance. In the practice, you only get 1 shot. So I was thinking that was a terribly early time to fall. Oh, I think the layout is different in the actual game than it is in the practice. That's interesting. So practice lets you practice the skills of the game, but it doesn't let you practice the actual layout. I like that they did that. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to miss that. I was wondering why does it say Frisbee down at the bottom? I'm not playing Frisbee. That's my team. I'm sponsored by Frisbee, I forgot. This has to be the best one in this game. You think the skating is the best one? I don't know, Sparrow. I don't know if I like the skating the best. What do I like the best, though? I think I'm best at the skateboarding, but I might have practiced it the longest. A game on the NES is kind of similar to this called Roller Games. Yes, Sparrow says. I haven't tried that one. Does anyone remember Spin Jammers? I'm afraid I don't, Buddha Fingers. Sparrow is gonna live out that game in real life someday. An admirable goal. Please don't face plant quite as hard though. Oh, I'm so bad at the BMX. I think that was it too. That's all I got to do. What game is this? This is California Games on the Commodore 64. Reminds me of a Game Boy game I used to play. Also reminds me of Kickstart. It's kind of nice since I'm the only one playing. I get first place no matter what I do. Here we go. This is our namesake. I can't mess this one up. No! 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 Team Frisbee has lost all of their honor. Hey, Tusk, welcome in. Alright, we get another chance. We get to redeem ourselves. I hope you're doing well, Tusk. Thank you for joining us. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Alright, here we go. Redemption. Not again. No! It's so much harder than the practice mode. No, it's so low. I failed all 3 times. I'm a disgrace to the Frisbee name. The brutality of the 8-bit era. Hey, but look at that. Frownie's #1. It doesn't matter if I lose. I'm always #1. Champion Sports at its best. Doing well? How have you been? I'm doing great, Tusk. I'm still struggling with Battletoads. That's that game is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. We made a run at that, and then we've been playing California games for like 3 hours. I thought this was a game I was gonna be done with in like 20 to 30 minutes. And like I've played it for so long and I'm still not even tired of it. The trophy would have me believe I'm playing shot put. Maybe they recycled that from another game's title. Angela says the encounter when I found the flashlight in Silent Hill 2 freaked me out just a bit. I'm afraid I can't remember it that specifically, Angelus. It's been, I played it in January of last year. And I've only been through the game once, so sadly, I mostly only remember the parts where I really messed up badly. Lovely floral and hot pink trophy. I'll take it. I like that. It'd go well next to my 90s paper cup collection. Thank you for the trophies, Tusk. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna stop. We're gonna finally stop with California games. We'll play another game. I'm gonna actually split my recording, I think, as we switch. So that the VOD size doesn't grow too large. So we'll just kind of freeze this up and back out. So we've got 2 games we could play next. Oh, just a moment.